The training basin of Zatha Prime was carved from black stone and ringed by predator statues taken from conquered worlds. Each statue represented a species that had once boasted the galaxy's finest hunters, now extinct, assimilated, or broken. The basin existed for one purpose: to remind trainees of the apex concordance what failure looked like. Seren Ka stood at the upper tier, arms folded, tail flicking in amusement. She was a senior huntress of the Velith clans, tall, lean, scaled in silver and obsidian. Her eyes glowed amber beneath a ceremonial helm etched with kill marks. She had earned her rank by bringing down creatures that could shred armored transports. Fear was a currency she spent freely. Below her, the trainees assembled. Among them stood the human. He was smaller than the others, softer in outline, wearing plain adaptive fatigues rather than chitin-plated armor. His designation hovered in faint holotext above his head: Reyes, A, Trainee, Deathworld, Earth. Seren Ka snorted. "That is the human," she said aloud, not bothering to lower her voice. Laughter rippled through the tiers. From the mud ball, another huntress scoffed. "The one with oceans that try to kill you." Seren Ka leaned forward, eyes narrowing. "I was told Earth breeds survivors. I see a juvenile with fragile bones and no claws." Reyes did not react. He stood with hands clasped behind his back, gaze forward, breathing slow and controlled. That annoyed her. The overseer, a towering Arthrex with mandibles like scythes, signaled for silence. "Today's trial," it intoned, "is the Gauntlet of Shadows. Trainees will enter the basin. Elite hunters will observe." Seren Ka's smile sharpened. "Observe," she echoed. "Of course." The gates ground open. The basin floor shifted as the environment came alive, holograms interlaced with real terrain. Spines erupted from the ground. Fog spilled in, carrying pheromones designed to spike fear responses. Predators stirred in hidden burrows, their biosignatures masked until they chose to strike. One by one, trainees descended. When Reyes stepped onto the basin floor, Seren Ka laughed again. "Human," she called down. "If you survive 10 breaths, I will retract my insult." Reyes glanced up. His eyes met hers, calm, assessing. "That's generous," he said. The fog thickened. A shrill cry split the air as the first predator lunged, an umbral ripper, all bone and shadow, moving faster than most optics could track. A trainee fell screaming, dragged under before anyone could react. Seren Ka's amusement returned. There. Lesson 1. The basin became chaos. Trainees scattered, weapons flashing, armor cracking. The predators hunted intelligently, flanking, herding, isolating the weak. Reyes moved differently. He didn't run. He crouched, hand brushing the ground, eyes flicking to the fog's currents. He stepped backward, not away from danger, but toward a narrow spine cluster that broke lines of sight. Seren Ka frowned. A second ripper burst from the fog behind Reyes. He pivoted at the last instant, letting it overshoot, then slammed a spike into the ground. The creature impaled itself with a wet crunch. The laughter died. "That was luck," someone muttered. Seren Ka's tail stilled. "Watch," she said quietly. The basin adapted. Heavier predators emerged, scarn stalkers with lead armor and electrostatic fields. 2 trainees went down in seconds. Reyes removed his helmet. Seren Ka blinked. Is he? He set it aside deliberately. The pheromones surged, meant to induce panic in unprotected minds. Reyes inhaled once, slow and deep. His pulse steadied. Deathworlders, Seren Ka whispered. They train for this. A stalker charged. Reyes didn't meet it head-on. He ran toward a slope slick with condensation, slid beneath the creature's bulk, and drove a blade into a joint seam as it stumbled. The field sputtered. The stalker collapsed, thrashing. Reyes didn't finish it. He moved on. Predators converged, drawn by blood and motion. Seren Ka leaned forward, claws digging into stone. His baiting them. Indeed, Reyes led the pack through choke points, over unstable ground, into each other's paths. When a ripper leapt, it collided with a stalker midair. When a skarn charged, it triggered a nest of spine bursts that pinned it long enough for the others to tear it apart. The basin echoed with roars and shrieks. Minutes stretched. Trainees fell back, clustering near the exits, battered and terrified. Reyes remained in the center, moving, guiding, controlling the flow. Seren Ka's ridicule curdled into something colder. End it, she said softly. Send the apex. The overseer hesitated. That is, not standard. Do it, Seren Ka snapped. If he is what they claim, let him prove it. The ground trembled as the apex emerged, a titan Maw, bred from 3 apex species, its hide layered like fortress walls, its jaws capable of shearing starship hulls. The basin fell silent. Reyes stopped running. He looked at the creature. Then he looked around at the terrain, the fallen, the shifting fog. He smiled. Seren Ka's breath caught. Why is he smiling? Reyes sprinted not away, but straight at the titan Maw. Gasps erupted. At the last second, he veered, leapt onto a spine, then onto the creature's shoulder as it lunged. He ran along its back, boots finding purchase where none should exist, and slammed a beacon into a soft node at the base of its skull. The beacon flared. Every predator in the basin froze, then turned. The titan Maw roared as the others descended on it, driven by an override signal Reyes had hijacked from the training grid. The apex thrashed, crushed, and finally fell beneath its own creations. Silence followed, broken only by heavy breathing. Reyes stood atop the fallen apex, chest rising and falling, eyes scanning for threats that no longer came. The gates opened. Elite hunters, Seren Ka among them, descended slowly into the basin. Not advancing. Retreating. They moved with deliberate caution, weapons lowered but ready, eyes never leaving the human. Seren Ka stopped a dozen paces away. Human, she said, voice carefully neutral. State your training. Reyes wiped blood from his cheek. Urban search and rescue. Wilderness survival. Adversarial environments. That is insufficient to explain this, she said, gesturing to the carnage. Reyes shrugged. On Earth, the environment doesn't care if you're elite. It just tries to kill you. You learn to listen. Seren Ka studied him, this soft-bodied trainee who had turned a gauntlet into a weapon. You removed your helmet, she said. Why? He met her gaze. Fear fog works better on species that expect the world to be safe. Mine never was. A murmur rippled through the hunters. Seren Ka bowed her head just a fraction. Acknowledgement. I ridiculed you, she said. That was an error. Reyes inclined his head. happens. She straightened. From this day, the Concordance will revise its legends. Earth will be listed as a death world of adaptive predators. Reyes looked around at the statues, at the broken apex, the quiet basin. About time. As the hunters withdrew, slowly, respectfully, the overseer recorded the trial under a new heading. Deathworld Legends Entry, Human. And somewhere in the vast, predatory galaxy, a new rule took root. When a human stands calmly, when they stop running, that is when the hunters should retreat.